let's just say you're on a diet, right? And somebody comes to you with a plate, and on this plate is everything that you absolutely despise. Would you eat this plate? Not the plate, the food on the plate. Would you eat the food on the plate? Probably not. If somebody then came with a plate of something that you love, everything that you love, you would probably, or you are more likely to eat from that plate. And I think that's how temptation is, right? Temptation is invitation as much as it is revelation. So it's an invitation from the enemy to take off something that you know entices you, but it's not so good for you. And then it's a revelation of character from God, right? He allows temptation. He doesn't bring temptation, but he allows it to show us where our appetites actually lie. So it's a revelation of our hearts and what our hearts are more drawn to. And so the temptations that you are more likely to fall into or more susceptible to fall into continuously are a display of what actually has a grip on your heart, what appetite has a grip on your heart. For example, someone may not be struggling with drunkenness, but they struggle with sexual sin because their soul has a craving and an appetite for intimacy. And somebody else may not be struggling with sexual sin, but they struggle with smoking weed because their soul has a craving for peace. Somebody may not be struggling with any of these things, but they struggle with pride, or they struggle with vanity because their soul has an appetite or has a craving for attention or reassurance or security. At its core, right, dealing with sin requires a deep revelation of its root, which is why I think it's so important to bring yourself back to God when you do fall into temptation, because only He is the one who can search your heart and actually show you why it is that you are so susceptible to falling into this particular sin or giving into this particular temptation. Hebrews 2:18 says, because He Himself suffered when He was tempted, He is able to help those who are being tempted.